This is Hong and Bo's family in 1975. Hong recognizes them immediately, but she's never seen these photos before.
Well, Hong and Bo have been reunited, but it's just become clear that there is an even bigger surprise.
Siêu Hong, hay mùi bô mà đây từ hộ con anh của bạn lực ở chuột mày là con nè vừa con anh đi tầm năng hai chậm họ mà đây
bong srei tầng pi nẹt squall chaមនុស្សនៅក្នុងវីដេអូអំបញ្ញមិនដែរទេចានឹងគឺជាលោកម្ដាយរបស់ខ្ញុំទាំងពីរចង់ជួបជាមួយនឹងម្ដាយបង្កើតដែរទេចាចង់ជួប
I'd met Thai Sumoy before the show. Under the Khmer Rouge, she had watched 5 of her 7 children starve to death. Then came news her husband had been killed. She never knew what happened to her 2 remaining girls. The hope they had survived became her reason to live.
Hello guys, my name is Rosie and welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna react this video, and this is actually my first time to react. My husband suggested this video, so I have no idea what's going on in this video, but let's start it. Okay.
It's one of the biggest TV shows in Cambodia. Every week, It's Not a Dream pulls in massive audiences as it reunites families after decades apart. They're survivors of the Khmer Rouge regime, which killed millions. This is reality TV with...
Killing? Did I heard it wrong? Again.
Decades apart. They're survivors of the Khmer Rouge regime, which killed millions. This is reality TV with ambition, healing wounds from one of Cambodia's dark...
I didn't expect this.
...darkest and most painful legacies. Decades ago, Cambodia suffered one of the worst atrocities of the 20th century. We've all heard of the killing fields of Cambodia, when 1.7 million people were killed.
This is actually unexpected. I didn't expect it. Oh my God.
As the Khmer Rouge communists of Pol Pot reigned here with terror for 4 years. What's less well known is how families here were deliberately and systematically separated, and they are still paying the price today. In the capital, Phnom Penh, a small television team is working to bring those separated families back together.
This is the studio where we are going to have our reunion programs. And in front of you, we will have a big stage.
Soka Yu created the show in 2010 and is now its series producer. She's 35 years old. You weren't even born in the 1970s, were you?
No, I didn't.
So you've got no recollection yourself of what happened?
But my mother was. They have probably 20 members in a house, and 19 will die during that war, except her.
Soka believes hundreds of thousands of people remain separated. The team has a huge backlog of cases that will take years to get through. So can you tell me about this week's show?
This week is about a reunion program for a woman who's living in the United States. And we have found her younger sister who's living in Kampong Chnang province right now.
This week's story, she says, is unlike any they have put on TV before.
It's the best. It's the best talk show ever we are going to have. It's a very surprise one.
You're being a little cryptic. Are you holding something back from me?
No,
Maybe
just follow it and we will reveal it on the talk show day.
Okay. People contact the show's hotline with their cases every day. It's here in this crowded little office that Cambodia's dark history collides with modern-day showbiz. It's as though hundreds and thousands of those stories of separation are just floating around in the air here until they collide to find a match. There are no effective government services to help separated people, and although the Red Cross does some work in this area, it's Soka's team of 12 that have proved the best at it. Reuniting families involves months of painstaking detective work to find relatives and confirm matches. But their most powerful tools are TV and radio. The team travels across Cambodia, recording appeals from people searching for their relatives.
I don't get it. Why is happening in Cambodia? Why Cambodia? Why? Let me finish this video.
People who come to us, they say the same thing. It is their last hope that they come to us. So their dream and hope depends on us.
It's Monday, 6 o'clock. The time of the week that It's Not a Dream broadcasts its appeals. These are desperate pleas from across the country, over the airwaves, hoping against the odds that after all this time, their loved one is still living, still out there, and with a bit of luck, watching. The message is always the same. I'm alive. I'm here. Please find me. The crew meets one of the long-lost sisters in this week's show, Siv Hong. She's just flown in from the United States. After years in a refugee camp, Hong began a new life in Texas in 1984. She's now married, has 2 children, and runs a donut shop. Joining her on this trip, her daughter, Neri, who was born and raised in America. What made you first get in touch with the program? Hong first contacted the team 2 years ago.
This is sad, really sad.
But she doesn't know they've since found her sister. She's been told she's here just to film another appeal.
នាងខ្ញុំបងឈ្មោះលីស៊ីវហុងបងនឹកប្អូនខ្លាំងណាស់តើប្អូននឹកបងទេឥឡូវបងមករកអូនហើយ
You can see how close to the surface Hong's pain is. She's been telling the most harrowing tale of her early life as a child, and she's pinning absolutely everything on this. Hong has good memories of life in Phnom Penh as a little girl. But in 1975, the Khmer Rouge regime emptied the cities and forced families to separate.
We enjoy before, you know, don't have war. I'm very happy, you know. before I live with all my family.
The Khmer Rouge forced Hong
I try not to cry, okay? I'm not going to cry.
to move north with her
It's actually sad, very sad.
father and younger sister. Her mother and other siblings were sent to a different part of the country. Word eventually reached Hong that her 5 brothers and sisters had all starved to death. Do you know what happened to your mother?
No. She think me die or I think her die. I can't find her.
Hong and her little sister were the only ones that she knew had
My
survived.
husband's really idiot.
For a while, an old
Why you want me to react this video? I mean, I'm sorry for my words, but this is really sad.
lady took them in, but there wasn't enough food.
I'm going to cry.
So each sister was sent away to live with a different family. They never saw each other again.
I will want to say goodbye to her, but I don't have chance. I don't know, I can hold my tail, you know, when I talk about all my story, you know. I'm crying, you know.
Later that day, I join Hong and her daughter as they visit the famous killing fields at Chung Ek, which have been preserved in memory of the genocide. I mean, do you know much about what happened? Does your mum talk to you about it?
A little bit. I get really overwhelmed, so I usually just walk away. I can't handle it.
The Khmer Rouge wanted to create a farming-based communist utopia. They banned religion, private property, and the use of money. Everyone was forced to work in the fields, and anyone who might be a threat was tortured into confessing treason and then killed. There are mass graves like this all over Cambodia. More than 20,000 have been documented so far, each linked to a prison or torture centre. And if the scale of it is mind-boggling, the way people died is even worse. Often, to save ammunition, people were not shot dead. Instead, their heads were smashed with wooden clubs or farm tools. They fell into ditches they had dug themselves.
So, I don't know, maybe my dad, they pick it up, put it here, I don't know which one.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yes. Because a lot of scale, you know. They don't put lamb in there. That fall out, look like the tree. And all the blood come out just like fire, just like water. That's what I, you know.
You were standing there?
Huh?
You were standing there watching
Yeah, I
this?
standing there, yes. And I really don't know what I'm doing. You know. I'm really scared, you know. But I don't know what I'm doing because I'm young.
How could people do this?
I don't know what idea they kill for, but they like to do that.
We're heading out to Kampuchinang province. This is rice farming territory, and fingers crossed we're here to meet Hong's sister, Bo. It's a long way from Texas. Bo heard her sister's original appeal and contacted the It's Not a Dream hotline. She knows a reunion is imminent. What will you say to her? She says that after meeting her sister, she will feel complete.
ម៉ែឪខ្ញុំបាត់បង់រស់នៅដូចគ្មានបងគ្មានប្អូនហ្មងដូច
Bo is a rice farmer. She's led a hard-working but happy life. She's married and has 4 children. But she says she's always felt haunted by the past, even though her memories of it are foggy.
ពីពតមកឃើញតែ2នាក់បងប្អូនមកហ្មង
So you do remember your sister?
ចាខ្ញុំដឹងថាចំណាំថាឈ្មោះហុងនឹងបង
You don't remember her face?
ភ្លេចខ្លះបានចំណាំច្បាស់ទេនៅតូច
It's what Bo has lost that is so striking, a lifetime with her sister and all those memories. She was clearly so traumatised, aged 7 or 8, that she's blocked everything out. She has no recollection of her sister or her parents. And I can't help but be really excited at the thought of this reunion because I know how much it's going to transform her life forever. The next afternoon, I visit Tol Sleng in the capital, known as S21. It was once a school, but the Khmer Rouge turned it into one of their main torture centres. Anyone accused of plotting against the regime was brought here, along with their families, and brutally tortured. At least 17,000 people came through these doors. Only a handful survived. You see the instruments of torture or the pictures of death, you think about the atrocity, the dreadful act. But when you see these images of prisoners alive and terrified, you think about the person, the individual loss of life, and that's, in a way, much more overwhelming. Not all the culprits went unpunished. The Cambodian government, together with the United Nations, has created a special court to hold to account the leaders who masterminded the Khmer Rouge atrocities. The trials are ongoing and televised. But many people feel disillusioned. After 8 years, only 3 people have been convicted. One of the people who testified was Prak Khan, a former Khmer Rouge soldier. For 3 years, this soft-spoken man was an interrogator at S21 who tortured hundreds of people. After you had tortured people, what would happen to them? We've spoken to one person who lost her family, and when I ask her about how she feels about the Khmer Rouge, she can't understand how people like you did what you did. What explanation would you give her?
They're just only following the orders, so but I don't know.
When the regime fell,
So they need to follow the orders, or else if they don't, if they don't follow the orders, they're gonna kill you. Oh my God, this is really sad.
most Khmer Rouge soldiers, like Prak, melted back into society, sometimes living side by side with their victims. Prak's wife, Vol, tells me she only found out about her husband's past several years into their marriage. How did you feel when you found out? Do you forgive him for what he's done? Whether Prak Khan and people like him should be allowed to live in peace or should be pursued through the courts has been the great dilemma facing this country ever since the end of the Khmer Rouge. The modern Cambodian government seems clear. It does not want to pursue people at his level. They say reconciliation demands people now living together. The big day has arrived. Soka is leading a rehearsal. There are so many details to get round. They've got to get these two sisters into this small studio without them realising that they are about to be reunited.
Because I'm very excited with the show, and I'm wearing a different pair of shoes.
By accident.
Yes.
First to arrive, Hong and her daughter. How are you all feeling today?
Excited.
I'm very happy, exciting too much.
While the team have confirmed nothing, Hong clearly suspects she's going to be reunited with her sister. Soka takes her through the questions on the show, but she's also lowering Hong's expectations, suggesting she's just here to make another appeal. The subterfuge maintains the element of surprise. This is, after all, television.
We always get lamps after the talk show. You see that? You know. Saying those words with their smile.
Next up is Bo.
Oh my God.
It's the first time she's back in Phnom Penh since she was forced to leave with her family 40 years ago. And they're going to be kept up here in the boardroom, away from anybody else. Unlike her sister, Bo knows they will be reunited today. You look very serious. How are you feeling? The audience are in, everybody is in their place, the lights are on, it's showtime.
សូមស្វាគមន៍សាជាថ្មីមកកាន់កម្មវិធីមនុស្សធម៌នេះមិនមែនជាសុបិន
Hong is invited on stage and starts talking about her life.
75 គេបានចលះទៅនៅផ្សេងគ្នាទាំងអស់ខ្ញុំដាក់ពាក្យស្វែងរក
Just behind the set, Bo hears for the first time the story of her family and their separation.
មកជាមួយនឹងប្អូនស្រីទី5ម្នាក់ទៀតនៅតូចអញ្ចឹងមានការលំបាកយ៉ាងណាខ្លះចំពោះបង
ចារំបាកព្រោះអីអត់មានអីញ៉ាំ
The host invites Hong to look at the screen for a special message.
ខ្ញុំឈ្មោះបោហើយបែកបងស្រី
ចានៅចំណាំគាត់បាន
ចំណាំបាន
ចាបងស្រីចង់ជួបជាមួយនឹងប្អូនស្រីទី5ដែលបានបែកគ្នាអស់រយៈពេលជិត40
អូនចង់ស្តុកទៅតំណែងអូនទេ
ចាបងទាំងពីរមានអារម្មណ៍ត្រេកអរយ៉ាងណាដែរបងចា
ត្រេកអរខ្លាំងណាស់ព្រោះអីប្រៀបផ្ទឹមមិនបានទេ
ចាមើលហើយចាំមិនដឹងថាតើបងធ្លាប់ឃើញពីមុនមកដែរឬទេឬក៏បងស្គាល់មនុស្សនៅក្នុងរូបថតនឹងដែរឬទេ
This is Hong and Bo's family in 1975. Hong recognizes them immediately, but she's never seen these photos before.
Well, Hong and Bo have been reunited, but it's just become clear that there is an even bigger surprise.
បងស្រីលីស៊ីហុងនិងបងស្រីបូពិតជាមានការងឿងឆ្ងល់ណាស់តើមានអ្នកណាផ្សេងទៀតដែលនៅរស់ហើយបានបន្សល់ទុកនៅរូបថតនេះចាជូនដល់កម្មវិធីរបស់យើង
siêu hong hay mùi bô ម្ដាយទៅរកកូនឯងប្រហែលលើកអត់ជួបម៉ែនឹកកូនណាស់ណាបើកូនឯងឮដំណឹងហើយឆាប់មករកម្ដាយ
បងស្រីទាំងពីរអ្នកស្គាល់ចាមនុស្សនៅក្នុងវីដេអូអំបញ្ញមិញដែរទេ
ចានឹងគឺជាលោកម្ដាយរបស់ខ្ញុំ
ទាំងពីរចង់ជួបជាមួយនឹងម្ដាយបង្កើតដែរទេ
ចាចង់ជួប
ម៉ែបារម្ភណាស់ចេះតែស្រួយចិត្តគិតតែឃើញតែកូន
I'd met Thai Sumoy before the show. Under the Khmer Rouge, she had watched 5 of her 7 children starve to death. Then came news her husband had been killed.
ជាអស់សង្ឃឹមដើររមើលមានបងប្អូនអត់មានជួបបងប្អូនទៀត
She never knew what happened to her 2 remaining girls. The hope they had survived became her reason to live.
នៅការដូចនៅទូអញ្ចឹងណាដូចនៅក្នុងរូបថតអញ្ចឹងណាជាសម័យឃើញមុខវាអញ្ចឹង
Yes, thank you. What do you think?
អារម្មណ៍សប្បាយចិត្តភើបខ្លាំង
What happened when your mum came out? Did you have any idea?
I don't have no idea I thought she already died so I meet my mother back
នៅបាយទេចង់នៅជួបជុំអញ្ចឹងតែមានគ្រួសារ
A new set of relatives are introduced, and the whole family pose for a portrait, together for the first time in 40 years. The big question is, what now? And they don't seem to have any idea. They don't know where they're sleeping tonight, how they're all going to stay together, or what the future may bring. But you feel certain that they are staying together one way or another.
So guys, didn't expected this. Wait a minute. Okay. So, even though the story of this family is very sad, but it's make me feel happy because the end of this video, the 2 sisters meet each other, and the mother is really huge surprise for them because they think she already died a long time ago. To be honest guys, I'm really shocked about this video because I thought I'm gonna react the video whether it's all about funny or it's all about music or it's all about animals, but I was really surprised because I didn't expect this. Because my husband just sent me the link right after I said this chair. He asking me if I'm ready to watch this video and I said yeah. And that time I have no idea what the video is all about. I just know right after I watched the video, and it's really break my heart. Anyway, if you watch the video, make sure you have tissue paper, towel, wash rag, or whatever you have at your home because you have to be ready just in case you'll cry because this video is really super sad. If you are new in my channel, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more videos to come. Bye!